Hey everyone, I am Elizabeth Sherman from Total Health by Elizabeth, and I am a health coach. So, what I do is I help folks get healthier through better eating, stress management, sleep management, and exercise. And so, I'm doing this short little series of videos. Hopefully, they're going to be short. And I'm just talking about stuff that you're encountering at the beginning of the year because lots of folks really want to get healthy. And so there's lots of complicated things that kind of happen at the beginning of the year, and people get really frustrated because they're not going as they expect them to. So today, what I wanted to talk about is weighing yourself. And so there are a couple different schools of thought as far as weighing yourself. If you go to the internet and say, how often should I be weighing myself? You'll get people who say you should weigh daily, and there are people who say you shouldn't weigh daily. There are people who say that you should weigh weekly, and there are people that say you should not weigh weekly. And then there's monthly and not monthly, and you should only take pictures. And so there's a lot of confusing information out there. And so what I want to do is I just want to let you know, give you the pros and cons to each of those, and you get to choose then if you want to weigh yourself daily or if you want to weigh yourself weekly or monthly or only take pictures. There's no wrong way to do it, okay? So the pros and cons to weighing yourself daily are that one, I used to weigh myself daily when I was doing bodybuilding. And so what that allowed me to do is, first of all, you don't want to weigh yourself daily if you're going to tie your mood to your scale, okay? So if the scale is up a pound, you should not be in a bad mood that day. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person if your weight goes up by a pound or a half a pound or didn't go down, okay? So those are the cons around weighing daily. But what it really taught me to do was it allowed me to see the daily fluctuations of water. And so what I would find is that after a weekend, after being like off plan, my weight would go up a few pounds, and that's just because of water. And then slowly during the week, it would go down again. And so you can weigh yourself daily. That's totally fine. But be aware that it's going to fluctuate. You're going to have days when you're going to be up because of extra salt in your food or more carbohydrates in your diet. And then there are going to be days when you're down, and that might be because you're dehydrated or you had fewer carbs, fewer salt in your diet, or more protein. And so what you want to do is, if you're weighing daily, you just want to see the general trend and make sure that the number overall is going down, okay? Now, there's weekly. So if you're going to weigh yourself weekly, what I highly recommend is that you pick one day of the week where you're consistently weighing yourself. And so as I talked about with daily weighing, that you're going to see trends. If you weigh yourself on the same day of each week, you're probably going to be about the same. Now, what I used to do was generally Saturday nights are the days that my husband and I go out for pizza. And so quite truthfully, since we've moved to Mexico, I don't have a scale anymore. But when I did weigh myself, it was on a Saturday morning after I had slept in for a little bit, and I had voided, and then I was also not wearing any clothes. So that's how I weighed myself on a weekly basis, was every single Saturday. And generally about the same time before I had drank anything, after I had gone to the bathroom, okay? So weekly is actually pretty good as far as weighing yourself, because then you generally see a trend. Now, the problem with weighing yourself monthly is that if you've gone off track too much, it can take a lot to right the ship again, okay? So, if there's a month where you've been trying something new and it's not working, that's a month that's kind of lost. Where weekly, you can kind of see the events, okay? You can kind of see what's working and what's not. Now, what's a good weight to have lost within that week or that month? Really, that depends on how much you have to lose and how tall you are, and yeah, whether you're a woman or a man. Unfortunately, men just lose weight easier because they have more muscle mass. Okay, so the larger you are, the more calorie give and take you have. Okay, so more wiggle room you have. Whereas the smaller you are, height as well as weight, the less wiggle room you have. Okay. Now, the last option that you have is not to weigh yourself at all, but only take pictures. And that's actually what I've been doing since we've moved to Mexico. So as I said, I threw away my scale. I do not have a body scale or a food scale anymore. And, just noticing how my clothes are fitting, and then every once in a while, like once a month, I'll take pictures. Again, with the pictures, I try to do it at the same time each month for my cycle, so that I know if there's any bloating or anything like that. So, I hope this was useful for you in determining whether you're going to weigh yourself daily, weekly, monthly, or only take pictures, okay? And the advantage to taking pictures is that you can compare two pictures side by side, whereas with just looking at yourself in the mirror, the mind kind of plays tricks on you, and so you don't realize if you've lost or if you're going in the right direction. So that's my advice for you. Again, I am Elizabeth Sherman from Total Health by Elizabeth, and if you have any questions about this, feel free to send me a message. I'd be more than happy to chat with you about what works and what doesn't. So have an amazing day, and I will talk to you all later.